Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I created this really pretty I want to say like a negative green kind of like cut crease look. I hope it was simple enough for you guys to follow along. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let me know what other videos you would like to see, but enough of me chit-chatting. Let's dive right into it. The first thing I'm going to do is prime my eyes with my Smashbox 24-hour photo finish shadow primer. I always prime my eyes first before I apply any foundation or eyebrows. I just like to give the eyeshadow primer a minute to kind of just prime and set my eyes. Next thing I'm going to jump into is foundation, primer, and all of that. I already went ahead and moisturized and washed my face. So now I'm just going to start off with the Too Faced Hangover RX primer. This is really good for if you have dry skin. Since I'm not leaving my house, I really don't I kind of don't care how my base looks, even though I do like this primer. But I wouldn't wear this in the summertime just because I do get oily. Next, I'm going in with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I just like this to fill in my pores. So I'm just taking a bit of that and putting it where I feel like my pores are bigger. So that's around my nose, on my nose, and on my cheek area. I also like to put a little bit like on my chin and forehead just because I do have some fine lines on my forehead. So I just want to make sure that they're smooth and even for when I apply foundation. The foundation I'm going to be using today is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Foundation. This is in the shade Natural Beige. It's a little orangey undertoned, but it kind of works for my skin. It's weird. It blends nicely. So I'm just taking a couple squirts of that and my Real Techniques brush. I'm just going to dot it on my face first. Some people ask how I like to do my makeup. Also, I'm not flipping you guys off, I'm sorry. But it just depends on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I start off with foundation. Sometimes I'll start off with concealer. So I'm just going to drag some of that down my neck. Take my brush and just tap it in first. I just want to make sure that I'm pushing the product into my skin rather than just swirling it around. Also, are my hoops too big? I feel like I haven't worn hoops in forever, and I'm such a hoop girl. I love my hoops. I am definitely a Puerto Rican from the Bronx. Maybe I'll take them off. Yeah, I'm gonna take these off for now. And just run a little down my neck just so that everything flows really nice. Next, I'm going to be jumping into concealer. I'm going to use my e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer. This is in the shade Light Beige. This is going to really help with lightening up my under eyes and any other areas I want to highlight and bring forward. So I'm just doing a couple dots under my eyes, down my nose, chin, forehead. Using the same brush. I also like to use a beauty blender, but I forgot to wet one, so we're just going to be working with brushes today. Under my eyes, I'm just going to go ahead and look up to tap the product in. Make sure that I get all the way to my lash line. I'm going to take my cream bronzer on my Sephora Pro Flawless Airbrush brush. This is in number 56. Just going to dab it in there. This is in the shade Macchiato, if I forgot to mention. And I'm going to put that just under my cheekbones. This is more of a bronzing cream, not a contour cream. So you won't get like, it will pull more warm tone and it won't be a shadow effect. It'll be more like a bronzy, sun-kissed J-Lo look. Some on my forehead. And right under my jawline. Next thing I'm going to do is bake my under eyes. This will be baking as I start my eyeshadow. I'm just using the Ciate London Everyday Bake Cake Coconut Setting Powder. It's just a loose powder. I'm going to take it on a little beauty blender. This is not damp, but it still does a great job at picking up powder. I'm just going to set my under eyes and bake with it. So the palette I'm going to be using today is the Morphe 35M Boss Mood palette. This came out like, I want to say 2 years ago, because I feel like I got it on my birthday 2 years ago. And it just looks like this. It has a really nice array of greens and warm tones and purples. You could do so many looks with this. I remember when I got this palette, I was obsessed with it. Not so much anymore, but it's still a really great palette. Now for this look, I kind of was playing around the other day with some colors and with techniques, and I came up with this look that I really want to try and film again. So let's see if that works. For this look, I am going to be using a lot of little detail brushes because I want to create like a cut crease winged eyeshadow look. It may not make sense now, but you guys will kind of catch the drift as I start it. But I will be using a lot of smaller brushes. If you have, great, a lot of fine liner brushes like this one, and blendy brushes like this one, as an example. The first color I'm going to dive into will be this dark green color. And I'm just going to use this as kind of like the base to the wing eyeshadow, which will all make sense in a minute. So I'm taking my fine detail brush, or like the fine liner brush, and I'm just dipping it in there, tapping off any excess, and looking forward or looking straight ahead, I'm going to see where my eye cuts or where my eye folds, because I kind of have hooded eyes, so I want to make sure that it shows even when my eyes are open and not just closed. So I'm going to start it right here. I'm going to bring it in, and just following that, I'm going to loop around my eye and follow it out past my brow. I'm going to do the same on both eyes. Now I'm just going to go ahead and look straight to make sure that it is even and up to my satisfaction. And it is. Next, I'm going to go in with this Sigma Tight Liner brush. E16 is just short and flat. And I'm going to take this kind of like army green color that's like right next to it. And I'm going to take that to kind of blend out that line very softly. Like not so much, but I want to blend it up. Next thing I'm gonna do is take the Moda Pro shade brush, just looks like this, and I'm going to jump into one of the, or all of the lighter green colors, honestly. Kind of just take a little bit of all of these to help blend out the other green colors. Tap off the excess and blend. Making sure that I'm dragging the color all the way out past my brows. Next, I'm going back in with that fine liner brush, and I'm going to dip into the black color that's all the way at the bottom. first thing I'm gonna do is wipe away the baking that's going on, because I don't really need to set it for that long. Your skin absorbs as much as it can, and then it kind of just sits there. So back in with that fine liner brush and the black color, definitely tapping off the excess here. I'm going to trace that original line I did with the dark green with the black, and this will really add that intensity in. These are kind of just like the blending upwards. So following that same line. If you notice that you did too much, it's fine. We'll go ahead and fix it with concealer later, because we are going to be cutting that line. It's almost going to be like a negative space eyeshadow, if you guys know what that means. It will make sense in the end, trust me. So going back in with this like kind of small brush and just taking some greens, like whatever I feel needs to be amped up. So I feel like I need to definitely blend out that black line a bit. So just taking that small brush with some nice green colors and just blending up. Then I'm going to take my blending brush again and just give that another quick blend. So you end up with something like this. Looks fucking crazy, but it works in the end. Next, I'm going to take some concealer to just cut my crease. I'm just going to take some of this Maybelline Fit Me concealer. Put some on the back of my hand. And a little brush. This is Bobbi Brown's cream eyeshadow brush, but it works really well for cutting the crease. So I'm just going to take the concealer on my brush and I'm going to go under that black line to really sharpen it and make it just look nicer and more uniformed. So you want to make sure that you don't have so much product on your brush, because then you get concealer everywhere. Just enough to cut it. And I'm just going to drag that concealer down onto my lid. And really take the time here to manipulate the shape and clean it up and make it as perfect as you want it to be. After that, I'm going to make sure that all of the concealer is blended out evenly and smoothly on my lids. So just taking a clean flat brush and getting super close to my mirror and just making sure that it is clean looking. Next, I'm going to jump into this light shimmery shade here. I wanted to make sure that I use all the colors in one palette in case you guys do have it. It's easier access. But this would not be the color I would want to put, but it still works out really nice. So I'm taking it on a little eyeshadow brush and I'm going to put that on my lid and right under that black line that we did. So it's kind of like a negative space eyeshadow look, but it still has like some shimmer going on. Just gonna follow that all the way to the tail. Now, on to the next step that makes this look probably why I wanted to film it, one of my favorites or whatever you want to say. I'm going to go right back into that black eyeshadow with my fine liner brush, and I'm going to make a wing that's going to connect that wing to the wing I'm about to draw. It is going to make sense. All right. I'm going to get very up close and personal to my mirror so I can see what I am doing. But I am just going to mark with the black. Just trace around my lash line. You don't want to do things like that. Okay. So what I'm doing now is just creating the wing that's going to connect to that extended line that we did. So I'm just going to take my brush and place it right in between my two lash lines, I guess, and like that little open space. And this is like a tip for if you're doing a wing liner in general. I feel that that's the best place to start. I'm just taking here and I'm extending it up until it connects with the line, like so. And it just looks like a wing effect. Like it really sharpens it and makes it look different and unique. Just gonna do that on both ends. You want to make sure that when you're working with black eyeshadow, you kind of do it minimally so that it kind of lessens the fallout, especially since I did my foundation first. I also want to extend it like forward, like I kind of want to do like a cat eye in the front. So I'm going to take more black eyeshadow and I'm going to follow my top lash line down. Again, using the fine liner brush. This brush is so good for just like that little detail work. Doing the same on the other eye. And then I'm also going to connect it to the lower lash line. I'm also going to take more green eyeshadow and just blend out my little wing over here, like the outer ends. And then going back in with my fluffier brush to really make sure that it's blended. I always feel like one side comes out better than the other. Then you get a little something like that. Taking more green, and I'm just going to blend out a little bit from the inner corner, like back, but not all the way because I still want to leave some negative space on my lower lash line. Again, this is going to look crazy until the very end. And maybe even still after that. but it's something different and cool. I'm going to pause for a second on my eyes, and I'm going to set my face now. So I'm just taking a powder. I'm using Maybelline's Fit Me powder, and I'm just going to lightly tap over my face makeup. Not so much on the bronzer section because I want to make sure that that's still vibrant, but I just want to make sure my face is set. For bronzer, I'm just going to take my Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion and a Morphe brush. Swirl it in there. I like this bronzer because it's more on like the cooler tone, which I feel will go better with this look since the eyeshadows lean more cool than warm. So I'm just gonna take that everywhere I put the Fenty Cream Bronzer. I don't know if I really want to contour today. I think I will, just for the hell of it. Under my jaw and on my forehead. Like I said before in one of my other videos, I have a small forehead, so I kind of just stick to like the sides of it, not so much like go all around. And I'm gonna just take a little bit down the sides of my nose. I'm not trying to really contour my nose today, but I do want some color there, and it adds a little something. Also under my lips, my lip. So I actually do want to contour, so I'm going to take my Lorac Pro Contour Kit, and I'm just going to take a little bit of the medium contour shade and the light, which is a little bit more ashy tone, and just apply that only under my cheekbones, blending up. I'm using a NARS Ita brush. It's a fucking expensive ass brush. Next is blush and highlighter. I'm just going to go in with NARS's Madly blush. I just want a little something on my cheeks, nothing crazy. Something more neutral tone, since this look I feel is a little much. So I'm just gonna take that right over where I placed the bronzer, a little on my cheeks, and blending it backwards. Also on my nose. I love blush. I could sit here all day just applying it. But I think that's enough. For highlighter, I'm just going to go in with my Makeup Forever Pro Fusion highlighter. This is in the gold shade. Just taking it on like a little detailed highlighting brush and applying that to the tops of my cheekbones. This highlight is so nice. A little over my eyebrows, on the tip of my nose, and also right in between my eyes, and on my lips, or my cupid's bow. A little on my chin. Just highlight the whole face, guys. Just go ham. And then to blend it all together, I'm just going to take my Sigma dual fiber brush and just give that a nice meshing so that nothing is like too much. Just follow that around my face. The next thing I'm going to do is eyebrows. So I'm going to take my Anastasia brow powder duo, and this is in dark brown, and my little Sephora angled or dual ended angled brush. And I'm just mixing both these colors together, honestly, and doing my brows like that. So I'm just going to comb my brows up and out, because I do really like that feathery brow look. And I'm just going to go ahead and start applying the powder in small light strokes. After I fill in my brows, I'm going to go ahead and set with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And when I set them, I'm going to go ahead and spike them up again and over. Next thing is lashes. I'm going to be using Lily Lashes and Goddess. Just looks like that. These are one of the newer lashes that I purchased. Let's see if it's worth the hype. I'm just going to be applying that with some Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive. And this is the finished product. I went ahead and just applied my lashes off camera. Then I went ahead and applied the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara to my lower lashes. And for lips, I went ahead and used the Elizabeth Arden lip liner. This is in the color Mocha. It's like a pretty brown color. And my favorite lipstick of all time is MAC's Taupe lipstick. It is such a pretty, just like a neutral brown color. It reminds me of the 90s. And then I topped it with Glossier's lip gloss. This is just a clear one. And then I sprayed a setting spray. But I'm just going to go ahead and get closer so you guys can kind of see what it turns out. I think this is so fun. I don't know where I will wear this to, but you know, it's fun to just experiment and play with makeup and learn the tricks that you can do, because I honestly didn't even think I was able to pull something like this off, but I think it's dope. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, what other types of tutorials or videos you want to see, just so that I know what to create. I'm still new to this. I still don't know, but I would love to hear from you guys. So please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, a like, comment, subscribe, and I think that's it. I don't really have much else to say. Stay safe, stay home. See you later.